Also this morning, fallout just continues from uncovered emails former NFL coach Jon Gruden sent during his time as an ESPN analyst. Tampa Bay announced they're removing Gruden from the Buccaneers' Ring of Honor. He led the Bucs to a Super Bowl title nearly 20 years ago. Now, the league calls the emails offensive, appalling, and contrary to the NFL's values.
If we find out everything that is in this treasure trove of emails, it could, in fact, be a reckoning for the NFL.
Making sure that the coaches that they hire, the players that they draft, the organizations that they form are being inclusive, are being supportive, and are held to that standard, not just when things come to light, but all the time.
He's just always been a fraud to me. Never from day one, he's been a used car salesman.
So there you have it. The fallout continues. Keyshawn Johnson speaking on his former coach with the Buccaneers, calling him a fraud. We're going to have Sean King on, who also had an up and down relationship with Jon Gruden a little bit later as a coach. And be interesting to see what his opinion of his former coach is. But the league calls the emails once again offensive, appalling, contrary to the NFL's values. And I'm not going to sit up here and just continue to rail on the league, because I think my feelings about everything was well known yesterday, but we have an issue when it comes to the National Football League and race issues. And this is just a small part of it, Sharon. But I think hopefully this will open Pandora's box into the bigger issue, and it will start to expose what needs to be exposed so that the real work can begin in the league to alleviate some of these issues in the future. I just lost you, I'm sorry.
But the league doesn't want it to end. I don't believe the NFL wants the racism to end, the discrimination against black coaches, the overseer mentality against powerful, talented, intelligent, smart. You can be intelligent, and then there's the smart thing, whatever. Black players, okay? They don't want this to end. The NFL doesn't want it to end. Do you know how we know that? Donald Sterling was very artfully booted from the NBA. They said, go. He said, no. They said, you will go. He said, no. And then they designed a plan. He's not that smart of a man. Rich, you want to talk about a used car salesman, Donald Sterling. And they got him out of there. They did some back channels. They enlisted the wife who, okay, she's, not as bad as him. Okay, they did what they had to do to get rid of him. And they were incredibly transparent. And when those audio recordings by the mistress leaked, they had a lot to say about them, meaning the power structure in the NBA. They allowed the players to turn jerseys inside out and back, the whole thing, because they didn't want to be next to that filth. They did not want to be next to filth. If the NFL wanted the filth they want to do that spring cleaning, they would do it. You would already have the emails. They wouldn't be, who's using the excuse that this guy's not in the NFL, meaning the Washington president and this and that, and so this is what we're doing, we'll release this, we'll carve out this. I believe they made a deal with Gruden. Take the hit, take the money. If you think Gruden left with $1 less than was on his contract, or a significant trunk, come on, okay? Matt Lauer left NBC.
Oh, yeah, nice payout.
Why did Matt Lauer get that?
Yep.
And why did he get the payout? It had nothing to do with what was written between the four corners of that contract, baby. It had everything to do with, I've been in this house on the inside for a very long time, and there's a lot of things I know, and I wasn't the only one, okay? And that's how it goes. And so Gruden wrote that, Gruden's publicist or somebody wrote that little goofy goodbye note about, I love you all. I'm a racist, and I love you all, and I never meant to hurt you, okay? Only the black people. And he got out of here, only the gay people. So, yeah. I will rail on the NFL until I'm not allowed to, okay? And so far that hasn't happened. They don't want to do the spring cleaning, the deep clean. You know, the cleaners, they do that deep clean as opposed to the weekly clean. They want to just kind of like write that nonsense in the end zone while they discriminate against black people. And just because they pay some black people incredible gobs of money that they earned in a free market doesn't mean they're not racist as an institution.
And here's the thing, Sharon. Once again, nothing was done to Jon Gruden over the weekend. You know, he was allowed to coach that game on Sunday. When the racist part of the emails came out, when the racist tropes talking about DeMaurice Smith and his lips, he was still allowed to coach. He wasn't suspended. The Raiders didn't suspend him. He wasn't fined. And then even after the game, Jon Gruden was indignant. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. You know, I don't have an ounce of racism in my body. That's what he said. No, he doesn't have an ounce of it. He has pounds of it. And it's not in his bones. I hate when people say, I don't have one racist bone in my, you know, it's not in your bones. It's in your soul. It's in your spirit. That's where it is. But the punishment came after the homophobic part of things came out, after the sexist part of things came out. And they should. And he should have been suspended for that. But what about the black issues? Once again, there is the mandate. There is the issue that we have with the National Football League. And once again, even after he resigned, or whatever buyout he got, whatever NDA he signed, it's not like we're hearing from the National Football League about, hey, we need to do more. There's going to be more of an internal investigation, and not just with the Washington Football Club, because this is an investigation that was investigating that team because of other allegations that were brought out, and this is collateral damage to that. So now they need to do a thorough sweep of every one of those teams, because before Gruden, Kaepernick brought all this stuff up, man.
Cat
and
with
it
his
ain't
beautiful
going
crown.
away.
Hey, let me tell you something. You know, is the NFL commissioner, remind me, what does he make, $60 million a year? Is he in hiding? What kind of leadership is that? You're not.
And he talked about Roger too.
I'd be happy if someone would at least remember he made that hostage video in his basement where he uncomfortably, like his throat was thick, and he said, "Black Lives Matter." Okay. Remember, I applauded the hostage video. I was concerned about his welfare. I will tell you that. And I did think that someone should do a welfare check, but at least he said it. Black Lives Matter, okay? It was very suspicious. I can't remember if he looked over to the left or the right where, you know, the bad guys were holding him, okay? But he said it. This whole thing is a joke. The best and brightest and the cream rises to the top, and affirmative action is not your friend.